Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real quick. If you want a man to really think about you, like all day long, can't get you off his mind type thinking, then listen up. This isn't about tricks or games or pretending to be someone you're not. Nah, that stuff just wears you down and it ain't worth your time. Here's the secret sauce, the golden ticket, the thing that'll have him thinking about you when he's supposed to be working, sleeping, or even trying to watch his favorite show. Let me start with this. There's nothing more powerful than being unapologetically yourself. I'm talking about that raw, unfiltered version of you that you sometimes hide because you're afraid someone might not like it. We live in a world that's always telling us to fit in, to blend, to act a certain way so others will accept us. But the truth is, when it comes to matters of the heart, blending in is the quickest way to be forgotten. You don't want to be just another face in the crowd or just another girl he dated. You want to be the one who stands out, the one who stays on his mind long after you've walked out of the room. Now, what does it really mean to be unapologetically yourself? It means not editing your personality, your thoughts, or your emotions to fit into someone else's box. It means showing up with your real laugh, the one that sometimes gets a little loud or a little awkward. It means embracing your quirks, whether that's a weird obsession with a TV show, your love for dancing like no one's watching, or your taste in music that nobody else gets. When you own these things, you're telling the world, this is me, take it or leave it. And that kind of honesty is magnetic. Most people make the mistake of trying to be what they think someone else wants. They change how they dress, what they say, or even what they like just to fit a mold. But here's the kicker, people see right through that. It's like watching a bad actor trying to convince you there's something they're not. That act, it's exhausting, and it never lasts. Sooner or later, the real you comes out. And if you spend all that time hiding it, the connection will fall apart. Being unapologetically yourself also means being confident in your strengths and your weaknesses. Nobody's perfect, and pretending to be can actually push people away. When you can laugh at your own flaws, when you don't get defensive about the things that make you different, it shows a level of self-love and security that's incredibly attractive. Think about it. Who would you rather spend time with? A person who's always trying to prove they're perfect, or someone who's comfortable in their own skin, flaws and all? Another important part of being unapologetically yourself is trusting your instincts and values. Don't compromise what you believe in just to please someone else. If you care about kindness, stand by it. If honesty is important to you, don't settle for less. When you live according to your own truth, create boundaries that protect your heart and your peace. And trust me, a man will respect that. He'll see that you're not just there to be available or easy, but that you have standards and that you value yourself. That respect, it's the foundation of any lasting connection. It's also about expressing your passions and interests openly. If you love art, write, sing, or have a hobby that lights you up, don't hide it. Share it with him. Let him see what makes your eyes sparkle. People who are passionate about something have a certain glow, a vibrancy that's irresistible. That energy makes you unforgettable. When you show that you're living your life fully, a man can't help but be drawn to you. You're not just someone to pass the time with, you're a whole experience. Now, being unapologetically yourself doesn't mean you're being reckless or insensitive. It's not an excuse to be rude or dismissive of others. It's about authenticity with kindness. You can be true to yourself and still be thoughtful and considerate. In fact, when you're genuine, you tend to attract people who appreciate the real you. People who won't ask you to change or hide your light. Sometimes, being unapologetically yourself means having to face rejection. And that's okay. Not everyone will like the real you, and that's part of the process. If a man can't accept you for who you are, then he's not the one worth your time. It might sting for a minute, but in the long run, it saves you from wasting your energy on someone who doesn't truly see your value. Remember, better to be alone and true to yourself than in company where you feel you have to wear a mask. There's also power and vulnerability when you're unapologetically yourself, showing your real emotions, sharing your fears and dreams. It takes courage, but it's what builds deep connections. When you hold back because you're afraid of judgment or rejection, you keep a man on the surface. But when you open up, when you show your authentic self, you invite him into your world. That's when he starts thinking about you, not just as a passing fancy, but as someone who touched his heart. In the end, being unapologetically yourself is a gift, not just to the man you want to think about you, but to yourself. It frees you from the chains of approval seeking and allows you to live boldly. And here's the truth: when you love yourself fully and show that love openly, you become unforgettable. You become the kind of woman a man can't stop thinking about, because you're not just filling a space, you're owning it. So, forget trying to fit a mold or play a role that doesn't feel right. When you step into your true self unapologetically and fearlessly, that's when the magic happens. That's when he won't just think about you. He'll wonder how he ever stopped thinking about you in the first place. There's something powerful about mystery. It's like a secret ingredient that keeps a man intrigued and coming back for more. Now, when it comes to relationships and making a man think about you, keeping your mystery alive is one of the most underrated moves you can make. You see, in today's world of instant everything, text, social media, and constant updates, people tend to put all their cards on the table right away. But let me tell you, that's a quick way to lose his interest before it even starts. When you first meet someone, the natural urge is to share everything, to be open and transparent. And while honesty is important, there's also power in pacing yourself. You don't have to reveal your entire life story, your deepest fears, or your entire playlist on the first date, or even the second. Let him wonder, let him chase a little, because curiosity, my friend, is like a fire that keeps burning. Feed it the right way and that fire will never go out. Think about it like this: when you watch a great movie or a binge-worthy show, you don't want the entire plot spoiled in the first 5 minutes. You want to peel back the layers slowly, discover characters, uncover secrets, and stay hooked episode after episode. Relationships are no different. If you come on too strong and put all your cards on the table too soon, it's like giving away the ending before the story even begins. And once the story's over, the excitement fades. Keeping your mystery alive means holding back some things just to yourself at first. It's about knowing that not everything needs to be shared immediately. Maybe you don't tell them about every detail of your past relationships or every little insecurity you have right away. It's not about hiding who you are or lying, but about pacing yourself and creating an aura of intrigue. When you let him see just enough of who you are, but not all of it, you make him want to know more. You make him curious about what's behind that smile, what dreams you're chasing, what makes you tick. Another part of mystery is not always being available. I'm not talking about playing games or being cold, but about having a life outside of the relationship. When you have your own hobbies, friends, and passions, you create a world that he can't fully access all the time, and that's a good thing. It makes him realize that you're a whole person, not just someone waiting around for him. It gives him the chance to think about you when you're not around, which is exactly what you want. After all, absence makes the heart grow fonder, and a little space is what keeps the spark alive. Keeping your mystery also means being a bit unpredictable. If you always respond right away to every message, or you're always free when he calls, he might start taking you for granted. But if sometimes you take your time or surprise him with something unexpected, a text at a funny moment, a spontaneous plan, or a little tease, it keeps him on his toes. Men love a little challenge, a little chase. It's not about playing hard to get in a manipulative way, but about making your presence exciting and fresh. When you keep mystery alive, you also guard your emotional boundaries. You don't have to dump all your feelings on him in one go or expect him to fix all your problems. Instead, you invite him in slowly, letting the emotional connection build over time. This gradual process builds trust and makes each moment more meaningful. When a man feels like he's earning your trust, and unlocking parts of your heart bit by bit, he values you more. And that value, it keeps you on his mind. Another key to maintaining mystery is how you communicate. Instead of telling him everything about your day in excruciating detail, sometimes just hint at things or leave a story unfinished. Let him ask questions, let him want to know more. When he's curious, he's engaged. Curiosity is one of the strongest forces in human nature. We naturally want to solve puzzles, fill in blanks, and uncover hidden truths. When you become that beautiful mystery he wants to figure out, he can't stop thinking about you. Mystery is not about being distant or secretive in a negative way. It's about creating a balance between openness and reserve. It's about showing enough so he feels connected, but holding back just enough so he stays intrigued. When you master this balance, you don't just keep his attention, you captivate him. Also remember that mystery evolves. It's not static. You don't reveal everything at once. You also don't stay closed off forever. As your connection grows, you gradually reveal more layers of yourself. This keeps things fresh and exciting. Every time he thinks he's figured you out, there's something new to discover. That ongoing sense of discovery is what makes a relationship dynamic and keeps a man thinking about you long after the initial excitement. And let's not forget the power of silence in keeping mystery alive. Sometimes saying less is saying more. Leaving a little space in conversations or not always being the first to text can create tension in a good way. The kind of tension that makes him lean in closer, want to engage more deeply and invest emotionally. Silence can be comfortable or charged with meaning depending on how you use it. When you understand that, you use mystery like a magnet. Mystery isn't about manipulation or tricks. It's about respect for yourself and the relationship. It's saying, I'm worth the effort, the time, the patience. It's holding your value high and not rushing the process. Men appreciate a woman who knows what she wants and isn't desperate to spill every secret immediately. That kind of woman is unforgettable because she's more than just a moment, she's an experience, a journey. So, if you want him to think about you when you're not around, to wonder about you during his day, and to be excited every time you come back into view, keep your mystery alive. Let him chase, let him wonder, and keep that fire of curiosity burning bright, because when a man is curious and engaged, he's thinking about you more than you realize, and that's the kind of attention every woman deserves. If there's one thing that can instantly capture a man's attention and hold it like glue, it's humor. Not just any humor, real, genuine, gut-busting laughter that makes him forget what day it is or what he was stressing about just moments before. Humor is the secret sauce in relationships, and it's one of the most powerful ways to make a man think about you long after you've said goodbye or hung up the phone. Because when a man laughs with you, something magical happens. He lets his guard down, he feels joy, and he connects to you on a level that's deeper than just words or looks. Think about it for a moment. How often do you find yourself smiling or laughing at a memory of someone's joke, a funny story, or a silly moment you shared together? Those moments stick. They become mental snapshots, little pockets of happiness that pop up in his mind when he's alone, driving, or just scrolling through his day. When you can bring that kind of laughter into a man's life, you become more than just someone he knows. You become someone he looks forward to hearing from, because you brighten his world. Making a man laugh isn't about putting on a show or trying too hard to be a comedian. It's about being real, playful, and comfortable enough to let your natural sense of humor shine. It could be your quick wit, your silly impressions, the way you tell stories, or even how you laugh at yourself. The key is to be authentic, because forced humor doesn't land. Men can tell when you're faking it, and that kills the vibe. But when you're genuinely enjoying yourself and having fun, that energy is contagious. Humor is like a bridge that connects two people emotionally, breaks down walls, and creates a sense of ease and trust. When a man laughs with you, he's not just entertained, he's letting you into his world. He's sharing a part of himself that's lighthearted and joyful. And when he associates you with those good feelings, your presence becomes a source of happiness in his life. That feeling sticks with him, making it hard to stop thinking about you. Also, humor shows intelligence and creativity. The way you see the world, the way you find funny moments in everyday life, that's a unique perspective that makes you stand out. When you make a man laugh, you're showing him that you're not only fun, but also someone who can keep up mentally and emotionally. It's a kind of connection that goes beyond the surface and into something deeper. Don't underestimate the power of a well-timed joke or a playful tease either. Flirting with humor adds spice and excitement. When you can poke a little fun at each other without hurting feelings, builds chemistry and creates a private language that only you two share. It's like having an inside joke that no one else gets, and that makes your connection special and memorable. Sometimes, making him laugh can be as simple as sharing a funny story from your day or making a witty comment about something going on around you. It shows you're present and engaged, and it invites him to share in your joy. And when he responds with his own jokes or funny remarks, that back and forth creates a rhythm, a dance of humor and connection that pulls you closer together. Even when life gets tough, humor is a powerful tool. Being able to laugh in difficult situations shows strength and resilience. When you can lighten the mood and help him see the brighter side of things, you become not just a source of entertainment, but a source of comfort and support. That kind of connection is unforgettable. Remember, laughter isn't just about what you say, it's about how you say it. Your tone, your expressions, your timing all play a role. Sometimes, a funny look or a playful smirk says more than words ever could. It's about bringing your whole self into the moment and making it fun. When you're having a good time, it shows, and that's what makes a man want to be around you more and more. And here's the best part, making him laugh benefits you too. Laughter reduces stress, boosts mood, and strengthens your bond. It makes you feel good about yourself and about the connection you're building. When both of you can laugh together, it's a sign that you're comfortable and happy with each other, which lays the groundwork for a strong, lasting relationship. So if you want to be unforgettable, if you want him to keep you on his mind long after you part ways, make him laugh for real. Bring your authentic humor to the table. Share those moments of joy and let the laughter flow. Because when a man laughs with you, he's not just entertained, he's captivated. Showing genuine interest is one of the most important ways to keep a man thinking about you, but there's an art to it. It's not about bombarding him with questions or turning every conversation into an interrogation. If you're too intense, too eager, or too involved too soon, it can backfire and push him away instead of drawing him closer. The key is balance, being attentive and curious without smothering or overwhelming him. When you show genuine interest, you're telling him that you value who he is, what he thinks, and what he feels. It's about really listening when he talks, noticing the little details about his life, and remembering what matters to him. It means paying attention to his passions, his stories, his moods, not just waiting for your turn to speak. This kind of attention makes a man feel seen and appreciated, and that's powerful. Everyone wants to be heard and understood. And when you give him that space, you create a connection that goes beyond small talk. Asking questions is part of this, but it's important to ask the right questions and to ask them at the right time. Instead of rapid-fire questions that feel like a police interview, think of it like a natural curiosity. Ask about his dreams, his favorite memories, what lights him up, or what challenges he's facing. Don't pressure him to answer if he's not ready. Sometimes people need time to open up, and if you push too hard, he might shut down. Let the conversation flow naturally. Be patient and let him come to you when he feels comfortable. At the same time, it's important to have your own boundaries and not lose yourself in the process. Genuine interest doesn't mean you drop everything or become his shadow, following him around or checking in constantly. That kind of behavior can feel clingy or desperate, and it sends the message that you don't have a full life of your own. Men are attracted to women who have their own passions, goals, and social circles, who are interested in their own lives as much as they are interested in his. When you show that you're balanced, confident, and independent, It makes your interest feel more genuine and attractive. It's also about quality, not quantity. Sometimes less is more. You don't have to know every detail of his life immediately. It's okay to let some things remain a mystery for a while. This gives him room to think about you and the conversations you've had, to wonder about what he'll share next time. When he feels like you're genuinely interested but not overwhelming, he's more likely to open up and share more over time. Another important point is to watch for his cues. Is he enthusiastic when he talks? Does he lean in or make eye contact? Or does he seem distracted or closed off? Paying attention to these signs helps you know when to keep engaging and when to pull back. Being tuned into his energy shows emotional intelligence, and respect for his space only deepens the connection. Remember, showing genuine interest is a two-way street. You want him to want to open up to you, but you also want to be able to share your thoughts and feelings without feeling like it's a one-sided effort. When both of you are interested in learning about each other at a comfortable pace, it creates a natural rhythm and trust. You become partners in discovery, and that partnership keeps him thinking about you because it feels good and real. Also, don't be afraid to show vulnerability yourself. Genuine interest is about connection, and connection goes both ways. When you share your own stories, your own challenges, and your own dreams, you invite him into your world. That kind of openness encourages him to do the same, but only if it feels safe and mutual. The more you share with authenticity, the stronger the bond becomes. On the flip side, overdoing interest by trying to control conversations, overanalyzing everything he says, or constantly seeking reassurance can be draining. It's important to trust the process and give things time. Building a connection takes patience, and genuine interest shines brightest when it's steady and sincere, not forced or frantic. In the end, the balance between showing interest and giving space is what makes a man want to keep coming back. He wants to feel like you care about him, also that you respect who he is as an individual. When you get that balance right, you create a relationship where he feels safe, valued, and curious about who you are, about what comes next, and about the potential you share. And that curiosity, that keeps him thinking about you long after the conversation ends. Giving him space to miss you is one of the most important and yet most overlooked ways to keep him thinking about you. In relationships, it's natural to want to be close, to spend as much time together as possible, and to feel connected every single day. But here's the truth: if you're glued to his side 24/7, if you're always available and always texting, calling, or showing up, you risk becoming part of the furniture, something familiar and expected, rather than something exciting and memorable. Absence, when balanced right, truly does make the heart grow fonder, and letting him have room to realize what life feels like without you around is a game changer. Think about it from his perspective. When someone is always there, always within reach, it's easy to take that presence for granted. You might not even notice how much you appreciate something until it's missing. That's just human nature. When you give him a little breathing room, when you step back and let him have his own space, you're actually creating an opportunity for him to feel your absence, to recognize your value, and to start missing you in a way that pulls him closer emotionally. Space doesn't mean you disappear or stop caring. It means you respect both his needs and your own. It means you live your life fully, you nurture your interests, and you engage with your friends, family, and passions. When you're not overly available, you send a powerful message that you have a full and rich life, that you're not dependent on his attention to feel complete or happy. That independence is incredibly attractive. Men want to be with someone who adds to their life, not someone who becomes their entire life. When you give him space, you also give him time to think. It's in those quiet moments without you around that he can reflect on the moments you've shared, the laughter, the connection, and even the little things he misses, the way you smile, your voice, the way you make him feel. Those reflections create longing. Longing creates desire. Desire keeps a man engaged and emotionally invested. It's a natural and healthy part of building a deep connection. Giving space also helps avoid burnout in the relationship. Spending too much time together without breaks can sometimes lead to irritability, misunderstandings, or taking each other for granted. Space allows both of you to recharge, to come back refreshed and eager to engage again. It makes the moments you share more meaningful because they're not taken for granted. Another important point is that space fosters trust. When you're not hovering or constantly checking in, you demonstrate confidence and trust in him. You show that you believe in the relationship and in his ability to want you without needing to be monitored or controlled. That trust creates a safe environment where love can grow naturally. And when a man feels trusted, he feels respected and valued, which deepens his feelings for you. Space also gives him the freedom to pursue his own interests, friendships, and personal growth. A healthy relationship isn't about losing yourself in the other person. It's about two whole individuals growing together while still maintaining their uniqueness. When you encourage his individuality and give him room to breathe, you create a balance that feels healthy and sustainable. And that balance is what keeps him thinking about you, because it makes the relationship feel like a choice he wants to make, not a trap he feels stuck in. It's important to note that giving space doesn't mean playing games or being cold. It's about genuine respect and care for each other's needs. Sometimes you might step back because he's going through a busy or stressful time. Other times you might take space because you want to focus on your own goals or self-care. Either way, the key is to communicate openly and kindly so that he understands your intentions aren't about pushing him away, but about creating a healthier dynamic. You do come back into contact after giving him space. The reunion feels fresh and exciting. He's had time to miss you, to appreciate your presence, and to look forward to the next time you connect. That anticipation is powerful. It keeps the relationship vibrant and alive instead of routine or expected. Remember, the goal isn't to create distance that hurts or creates doubt, but to create a healthy rhythm in the relationship. You want him to feel like he's choosing to be with you every time, not like he's obligated. When he has space to miss you, to think about you, and to realize the joy you bring to his life, he becomes more emotionally engaged and invested. In the end, giving him space to miss you is about honoring both your needs and his. It's about creating a healthy, balanced connection where absence doesn't mean loss, but rather a chance for love to grow stronger. When you master this balance, you keep him thinking about you in the best way possible, because he's not just with you physically, but emotionally tied to you in a way that distance only makes deeper. Creating moments he'll remember is one of the most powerful ways to make a lasting impression. Life is made up of stories, memories, and experiences, and when you become part of his story in a way that stands out, you don't just become a chapter, you become the unforgettable chapter. Think about the people who stick with you, not just because of who they are, but because of the moments you shared that touched your heart, made you laugh, or changed the way you see the world. Those moments become mental bookmarks.